Hello and welcome back to Scuba Nuts videos. Here am I trying to do a head model of this lady here. I've done a side view and I've done a front view, and I've been trying to play around with it, trying to get it to match the side of the face. I've got a little bit out here because I'm trying to get the face wider. So if I show you, not that one, oh, I'm in the wrong one, that's why. That's it. Now if I try and show you this now, this is what it's coming out like. It's not completed yet, I've still got to smooth it out quite a bit, but this is roughly how it's going. It's not too bad. I mean, I've still got the nose to sort out and get this face flatter if I can. I'm just playing around with it really, scrolling a bit and do a bit of moving around and try and make it look more like a nose and a face. I've been playing around with it for quite some time. So I haven't been on for a couple of days, but it's taken me quite a while to get this to this stage through just playing with it until it seems to look sort of right. But I need to look at it from all sorts of angles to try and get it to come to some sort of realistically looking face. And some of the points keep disappearing because they're like right inside. It makes it very difficult to see what's going on here and there. That's not gone quite right. I need to grab that again and pull it over to there. That's it. Trying to keep the loops in line, trying to line up the loops as I go along, which is not easy when it's sort of, well, when at first stage sort of coming from sort of nothing. It's got quite better, you know, it's got a lot better, not quite better, sorry about that. It's getting better as I go. Obviously it's going to take a bit of work to actually get it the way I want it, but it's coming, it's getting there. I'm quite pleased with the work I've done. I mean, it isn't perfect by any means yet, but I think the general idea is there, the shape of the face is there. Just got to work on it to make it look more human, I suppose is the word. If I put it onto, let me put it onto solid. It's on solid now, isn't it? But without the wireframe. No, it's already on that one, isn't it? Let's go to object mode. There you go. Now that's in object mode, so you can still see it needs quite a bit of work where the cheek's sticking out too much. Need to bring this one here, this row here, out a bit more to get that flatter. I need to get the eyes going more. I think I'm going to put a sphere in there so that I can round it to the sphere, which might help create the shape a bit better. I've got this deep groove here which you wouldn't have. I've got to get all that groove out of there. I've still got a lip to do on here, but I think it's getting there slowly but surely. A few more hours work maybe. I mean, it may be an easier way to do it, I don't know. I've tried quite a few ideas, but nothing seems to quite work the way I want it to. But it is getting there. You can see it's coming along. You can see the shape is coming along, not quite nicely really, but it still needs quite a bit of work. So until I get back into edit mode and I can see it again, and I can sort of, it's a lot of, you've got to do it a lot of angles, from a lot of different angles to get these faces right. Let's play around a little bit more. Take that in. Take that in. So if you go in too far, then another one becomes a ridge, and you have to get it just so. So if I put a sphere in there, I think I'm going to put a sphere in there, I can get the eye better shape to the sphere. Bring the nose in here, because I know we have a bit of a ridge across the nose there, so it's, you know, just playing around with it's gonna take a while to get right. But I've got the nostril developing in here, in this section here, so hopefully I'll be able to get that right. I say it just needs a bit more tinkering, probably quite a few hours of tinkering I should think. So what I'll do is I'll go away and come back later when I've got a bit more of this done. But you can see it is gradually getting there. Trying to round everything off and make it smoothed out a bit more. But it's hard to see in this flat dimension all the time. If I push it in, I think I'm going in and I'm not. I'm going out, or if I think I'm going out, I'm actually going in. So it's difficult to actually line it up. But I think a few more hours of tinkering and I shall be in a better state. But you can see how it's coming along very nicely, I think. But it just needs a bit, as I say, a lot more work to be done to it. I need to get this ridge out of here, because you can see it from the top. If you look down on the top, it's a deep ridge there, which we don't have in our forehead there. So I've got to get that out. We do have a sort of bridge across the nose, but from the nose onwards, I think this lot here is far too out. But if you look at this profile, there is a ridge coming out there, but not in there. But if the eye's back here, then the eye socket and the eye itself would dip inside like that. So I'm feeling my own for it, but from the brow onwards it shouldn't do it. So let's get back in here. I might just show you, go a bit more while you're watching, and hopefully get this eye right. Get this ridge out of here, because it needs to be straight across there. So I'm going to do that now for a little while. Oh, wrong one. Grab that one, put that up there, get that up there, pull that out, pull that out, pull that out, pull that out, pull that out. And the next one, you have to sort of be methodical in it, in a sense that you have to take each one in turn that you're working on, take them in or out, whichever way. That one might be too far out, so we'll go in with those if we can. You can't push. I mean, I could do it with the could try with the global one. Don't want to scale it, just want to manipulate it. So I could probably do it maybe with this one now, to get these bits in, yes, and out would be better now, because they will go along the axis of front to back, which is what I want now. The only trouble is I don't like this cursor being in the way, but I think it's going to be the only way I'm going to get the faces the way I want them. I can't only go one way, it's in and out. But as that's what I want to do at the moment, it might pay me to do it. On that axis, that's going to get in the way of the other one. So that's what I'm saying, you have to start from. Oh no, it's going the wrong way now because I pulled myself around. You have to get the right arrow, otherwise you end up pull in the wrong one. That one there definitely needs doing. But sometimes it's hard to see the green, or whatever axis that is, but then it's still going. Doesn't always work, does it? So it might be paying me to go back to turning that off, but it does sort of work in its own little way. You can sort of see it coming out if you look at it. I think in a sort of three-dimensional angle you can sort of see it's going in or out. Oh, it just stuck itself out from that previous attempt with the, but see how you can see that sort of feels like it's coming out, doesn't it? And it is to a degree, but not perhaps quite the way you would think it's coming out, but we'll have a go. We've still got that ridge there, so maybe we need to try and get to another angle for this. See, we can see that's all sticking out, that one there, way sticking out, but we want it out a little bit, so we won't take it all the way back in. I'll bring this one out, then we'll move that one out. See, I mean, they might turn out to be like an outward ridge, but it's sort of easier to push them back in once you've got them all out. Oh, wrong one, doesn't matter, but I'll do that anyway. See what I mean? By pulling them out, you can see you're raising them from this angle. So I say you have to sort of move around a lot just to try and get an angle on it so you can see which direction you want to go in. So if you get it in the angle that you want, I'll get these ones out as well. They're definitely coming up, so from this angle, it's a weird angle, but I think this is the only way to do it properly. Otherwise you lose these right in the forefront there, you can't see them anymore because they disappear behind the other ones. So that looks a lot better from this angle. I'll move around in a minute and see. I mean, that one you can't see it because it's hidden down there, and that one's getting deeper and deeper as you go. That's why you have to be like methodical, is the word I think they use, which is just simply means to come one after the other in a slow but meaningful way. There's another ridge there. I probably will have to push all these back in again in a minute to get, so I'm trying to get out of this angle and not in, and see where it goes deep there. I have to go in round to get that one in there. I managed to get it though, which is good. So yes, it's getting there. There's one there that I think I need to get out, and that one needs to be brought over because, hello, we've got an attachment here. I think I've got a problem there. Maybe I've got a triangle instead of a cube. Let's see, we'll get that sorted in a minute. But then don't be tricked by it, because sometimes it can be exactly what it says it is on the tin. It could be hiding behind the other one. Right, let's get this one out as well, and that one next to it. Oh, there you go. And we'll get that one out, and then those two there, bring them out a little bit, and that one, and one more there, and the bricks row down. Pretty flattish. That one's sticking out a bit, but that's alright. We'll now rotate round, get it up the right way round. It is a her, by the way. It's supposed to be. Right, now you can see it's a bit more flat across there. Now we had that little problem, but I think that's not a joint in the wrong place. It was just grabbing hold of that point was difficult from that angle, because I don't remember having any triangles. I thought I'd got all cubes. And that one's going across there. Ah, that's the triangle there, isn't it? Aha. Right, we have a problem there. But we don't, because that is still... I thought it was, but look, if you look carefully, it's still 4 points, and that's 4 points. See what I mean? You think you've got a triangle, but you haven't. It's just the way you're looking at it from that angle. So you've still got this deep nose. Now, if you look on this one, you can see where I've been still been moving it around, but there is a curve on this one to the front of the head, but it's above the eyes, but it's pretty flat. If you feel your forehead, you can feel it's pretty flat. It's not very deep like it was. This one was, so obviously you got to get these ones out here. So I need to go back on the ear. It's only a duplicate of that one, so it's whatever's happening on this one is definitely happening on the other one as well. So where we've got this deep ridge here on the right, I've still got some work to do on the left, so I shall now try and pull that out a bit more, because we don't really want that. Get your finger over the G button and just pull it out. It's just a little, didn't get that one. Ah, come on, it's messing me around. It doesn't want to grab that one. I mean, it is a point. I know it's a point. And sometimes they don't want to be grabbed because of the angle you're at or whatever, but anyway, getting there, aren't we? So it's coming out. You can see you're coming out from this angle. I know it's like upside down, and but you've got to look at it from all angles if you want to get a decent picture of what you're doing. And I'll come back in. That one looks like it's sticking out. Bring that one back in. We don't really want too much of a ridge there. These ones need to come out. Here we go. It's a long-winded process, but there's a lot of satisfaction from, well, I'm getting a lot of satisfaction from actually saying, well, that was a flat sheet. If you remember rightly, this was a flat sheet when I started, and all I had was them front reference points, and now I've changed and got a side reference and got a bit more what's the word, a bit more reference done. It's more reference, it looks more like a human face. But my earlier one looked like it was like an old man with really thin face, and but I think we're getting there now. So let's zoom back upside down the other way. Let's just get this right. Whoop, see what I mean? She's upside down. I'll zoom her up there and spin it round. Oh, getting caught on my mouse there. That's why I couldn't turn it round. Now you can see it's coming out. Now we've got to play again with each point. I mean, until you're happy, and then that's fine, isn't it? That's what you're looking for, how good you want it to be. I mean, some people will be happy with this, but I'm obviously, being a bit of a perfectionist like I am, I won't be happy until it's looking more the point, more the part, if you know what I mean. I see it's still coming out a little bit, but it takes a lot of practice and a lot of work to get this far. So it's not for the faint-hearted. Or you could just cheat and borrow someone else's head and do it that way, I suppose, but you wouldn't have the same satisfaction of knowing that you made that face yourself from scratch. And that's what I'm aiming for at the moment, a face that I've made from scratch. Like I say, well, I've made every bit of that face, the eyes, the sockets, the nose, the cheeks, everything's been done. So now if you look down the side here, you can see where it's all out of shape. Like that one's sticking out far too much. But if you go in too much, then they become, it's learning that balance between how far they should come out and how far they shouldn't. See, now it becomes a sort of I mean, I could put another loop in there to give that a bit more definition, which I might have to do. I was trying to keep it down to a minimum of faces and yeah, faces, so that I don't have to so much to pull around. But in this case, you may have to put some extra ones in to make it work. But my biggest problem, I think, has been keeping it all lined up. I'll make sure they're all squares, they're all rectangles, they're all roughly around about the same size, which as well helps as well. And that's turning to go out. And also, when you're doing this, mind the H key. I warn you now, because if you press that, it disappears what you just done. One of the squares will disappear, or something like that will happen. I'm not quite sure why it does that. Being the H key is right next to the G key means you can easily press it. But we're getting there, slowly but surely. More slowly than surely, I think, but still it's a lesson that's got to be learnt. I think if you're going to do this seriously, I mean, you must be able to do it from scratch, basically. If you can't, then I think you'll be cheating yourself, really. You can get someone else's model and use that, which is all very well and said and done, but when it comes to it, if someone says to you, oh, can you do me so and so, you won't be able to, because you won't know how to do it. So I want to know everything about it, so I'm using it everything I can to learn. So the best way to learn is to do it, obviously, not being patronising or anything like that, but the only way to learn is to actually by doing it, which is what I'm trying to do now, and teach myself, because I say I'm out of work, I can't afford to pay for courses to learn these things, so I have to make do with learning by myself, which makes it twice as hard, obviously. But if you're determined to do something like this and you want to get yourself into this sort of stuff, then you've got to learn the hard way, and that's it, end of story, really. So anyway, we're getting there. It's slow but sure, a bit here, a little bit there, and then, you know, all of a sudden you go, whoa, yes, I got it, I'm there, you know. It's a bit thin in the face, because it's so easy to pull. I'm so busy pushing and pulling, I'm not realising how much I'm distorting it. It's easy to distort this whole thing. A few lines in the wrong place, and well, a few hundred lines in the wrong place, and it will look a complete and utter mess. I mean, it's not perfect by any means now, and I've been working on it for some hours now, but I say hopefully it'll be worth it in the end. Make sure you don't catch any of the back from behind or anything like that, because you'll get yourself in even more of a mess. You won't know how the hell you got there in the first place. See, you've got a great big groove in there again, you see. At the end of the day, I've got to do it at certain angles to get it right. I know that's sticking out, in rather, and that one's sticking out, and then we just keep smoothing it down. I mean, if someone knows an easier way of doing this, please tell me, because this is a lot of hard work, and if there was an easier way to get it to go to shape better from making it from scratch, then I'd love to know about it, because it would mean less work for me doing this. But I'm sorry, I am enjoying it, so it's fine. It's when you're not enjoying it, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it if you don't enjoy it. So I don't know. It's down to the individual, I think. Try and flatten this face off a bit and get these grooves. See these deep grooves? Oh, grabbed the wrong one there. Deep grooves out of it. And if you can see what I'm doing wrong from where you are, then please get in touch with me and let me know. If I'm doing it completely wrong, then please tell me. Don't let me waste my time trying to do this when you know damn well it isn't going to work. And I want you to let me know, because I would hate to spend too much time doing this, because I want to get into the animation part. I want to get into making a full figure. I could just borrow someone else's, I suppose, but it takes the the achievement out of it when you know that you've done the whole figure yourself. You can say, well I did that, you know, which is quite good. It's a good feeling when you can get it, when you can get hold of it. So we've got this one sticking out again, so they've all gone out again, more than I wanted, really. I mean, I'm trying to be very gentle now, because I'm near the, well, I don't know if I'm near the end, but I feel like I'm getting there, and I don't want to get there and then lose it all because I went a bit mad. You know, you can go, it's easy to go a bit crazy and start pushing things here and there and everywhere, but you really need to think about what you're doing. And I didn't do that at the beginning because I didn't realise how difficult this was going to be to get it flat. Not so much to do it, I knew I could do it, but I didn't know how well it was going to turn out. Now, anatomy is very useful if you know the anatomy of a face and stuff like that. So I do know a bit about anatomy. I do quite a bit of drawing, so I studied anatomy on the Riven course. Riven, his name? I can't remember his bleeding name now. He does a course on drawing. He also does a course on this, but I say I can't afford it, so I'm only doing what I can do. David? No, not David. I'm sure someone could tell me what his name is. Riven. Can't remember his other name. It ain't coming to me for some reason. I do know it, but I just can't for this moment. At this moment, think of his bleeding name. But it's Riven. Elvis Riven, something like that. I don't know. Can't remember. It's gone completely now. But he does a lot of this sort of thing. He's got whole courses on this. I didn't know he was into this actually. I thought he was just into art, like drawing and stuff. But he's obviously seen something here that he liked, especially with anatomy, because he's very good at drawing anatomy. Taught me quite a few things from his videos, which I was in work then. I could afford to buy his courses online and save them, so I've got copies of those. I can refer back to them any time. I think it would help anyone who's doing this. I'm not plugging him because it's not my job. I don't get nothing for plugging him, but I just thought if you want to do this, his courses and that are quite handy. Oh, come on, stop mucking about. See, sometimes it won't grab a point. I don't know if I'm catching something. I'm pressing the wrong button maybe by accident here. I'm getting, see, that one won't catch. So let's see if we can get down here. Here it is, and pull it out. That's the only way, is to pull them out. Oh, is that my stomach rumbling? Must be lunchtime. Yes, it is almost lunchtime, so I shall start the video in a minute and get myself some lunch before I continue with this. At least I'd have done quite a bit today, and hopefully I can get this all flatter or flattish. See, it's still got lots here, still going in too much. I know he has to have a cheek, or she has to have a cheek. This has to go in a lot straighter than that. I think I'm too curved on this nose, in a nose. So we'll move that now. And I just hope you're enjoying these videos. If you do, please leave a like and let me know if you are. If it's helping you in any way. all well and good. I mean, I'm not trying to help anybody. I'm not doing it as a sort of tutorial or anything like that, because I wouldn't be confident enough to, at this moment, to say, oh, I can do a tutorial for this. I'm just doing my own thing, and I'm showing everyone what I'm up to. So I think that's fair enough. I think I'm not trying to say I'm brilliant at it or anything like that, which I'm not. I know I'm not, and you can tell I'm not from my exploits here and the videos that I've done so far. I'm just trying to teach myself how to do it, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it, to be honest. I didn't think I would. Girlfriend's getting a bit peeved off with me now, I think, because I'm spending quite a few hours at this now. So yeah, for all those young women out there who've got boyfriends or husbands who are doing this, my heart bleeds for you, because it is time consuming, which means your husband or boyfriend ain't gonna have much time for you, which women don't tend to like very much. They like to be centre of attention, not necessarily in a horrible way, just they like to have attention. And we fellas do tend to go off on our little jollies, don't we, and do this sort of thing, and forget that the other half is sitting there doing nothing while you're doing this, or she's doing her own thing, and just sort of, I'm not marriage guidance counsel either, so that's another thing I better put in quickly. But take her out from time to time, otherwise you could find yourself without a girlfriend, or a wife for that matter. So just thought I'd let you a little warning there, that you can get absorbed with these things. I'm fortunate my girlfriend's very considerate, and she knows what I like to do, and she doesn't try to stop me doing it, so I'm well pleased about that. Couldn't ask for more, really, could you? I'm losing me lines on the I'm pushing them around, and you forget you've got to keep these things lined up, because they're supposed to be loops. These loops are supposed to be there. Let's try and get that one out. See, that one is pulling out. And that one, well, definitely that one. Yeah, so that's got that nose in a bit more. So as you can see, it's coming along. It's going to take a bit more work, and then I've still got to do the back of the head and the rest of the head, so that should take hopefully not so long, because it's not so detailed. It's just going to be round and curved, isn't it? This one's going to continue, the top piece here, continue round in a curve, and I've got to join these up in a curve round here like this, like that, and this one's going to have to come around the back and down here and join up with the chin, or maybe the back of the neck. I might do the back of the neck actually. Try and leave that empty at the bottom for the neck. Do a bit more chin. That might help me get the but maybe look at this side. It's coming along, isn't it? It's getting there. So obviously that's it's shaping up, and I need to put another lip. This is the bottom lip here. This side here, that's the bottom lip, but the top lip's not on there because I haven't done the top lip yet, so I'm going to do that in the next few hours or whenever I get time today. And I hope you're enjoying this little series, and if you have any questions or if I can answer them, I will. Probably not, because I'm not that technically minded on this, so don't ask me for about animation or anything like that, because I haven't done that yet. I haven't got into the animation bit yet. I'm still working on this bit at the moment. I'm trying to get one stage done, and then I shall move on to the next stage. And using this same, hopefully this dolly would be great, you know, if I can use this model to show everything in Blender after I've managed to work this all out, then it's got to be a good thing, isn't it? And if you learn it all from scratch, and you really understand how it all works, then and then you'll get a better idea of how it all works, and you'll be able to produce, well, I think you'll be able to produce better things if you know it from scratch. We've worked and sussed it out, then it all makes more sense. Alright, you won't know everything, can't possibly know everything, it's too much to take in, but you can learn good grasp of it by doing it yourself. I mean, the courses, obviously, take courses if you've got the money to pay for them. Go for it, I'd say, you know, because you'll learn a lot quicker, probably learn a lot more faster than me. But I can't do nothing about my situation at the moment, because I'm under the doctor as well, so I can't even go to work at the moment. I've been told I've got to have a brain scan to see if my back is giving me more jip than necessary up the neck region, but I will know about it in a few months, I suppose. But till then I shall carry on and see what the doctor has to say later. But for now, I'm just going to carry on doing this, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. So, oh, didn't get that. You must click off before you get the next one. I'm always doing that now. I've got the habit of keeping my finger on the button or clicking the wrong button, which is easy to do, very easy. So don't blame yourself for that. That's par for the course. It's just one of them things. You're going to do it often and a lot. Not, you know, not to get yourself too upset about it, because it happens to all of us. I imagine even the professionals have had the same problems, done the same things as you are, and if you say if you're enjoying this course, well, it's not a course, this series of videos, let's put it that way, this series of videos, please let me know, and I'll continue to keep putting them up. I probably would anyway, so, but it would be nice to have some comments back from the people out there who use Blender. Also, I really forgot to mention my joint Blender swap, so hopefully I will be swapping things on there once I start mastering this techniques and what have you. I shall start to put things on there, hopefully, and they're free. Like, if you're on the, I'm only on the free course one because I can't afford the course fees or the monthly fees, so I have to do it the hard way. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So there you go. That's what I'm doing. Right, okay, that's not to bore you to death watching me doing this, plodding around. I shall now leave, and it's almost a smile there. I'll give you a big smile. There you go, there's a bit of a smile for you, so I'll see you next time. Bye for now.